Hello fellers and welcome to a new series on this channel. In this series we will be recruiting only fullbacks. So the first couple years are going to be pretty pointless because the first year, we got all the regular players. You can't move players around. Obviously what I'm going to do is just move every player to one position and cut them all. But the first year is just, I'm going to put a fucking punter at quarterback or something. Hopefully we'll go 0-12 and then I'll cut everyone, and then the following year we'll have a bunch of fullbacks out of position, starting as true freshmen. We'll go 0-12, not compete with anyone. Then the third year is kind of when you start competing. So how I came about, doing this series is I kind of did it off camera, just fucking around, and it's pretty hard. It is pretty hard. I'm 7 years into the one off camera. Never made a bowl game. Went 6-6 once, and they fucking didn't put me in one for whatever reason. But like, it's tough. You do not win much. I think they dock you for the physical abilities. You know what I mean? Because obviously they're fullbacks, so they're not very agile or anything. But it's definitely doable, I think. So I never really said what the goal of this dynasty is, which I guess it's in the in the fucking title, but we want to make a bowl game, and it's really hard to. Like I said, I haven't done it yet in my other one, but that's our goal. If we somehow, because I could totally see me fucking making it like year 5 or year 4, really early into this, just because that's how it'll go, and because I expect this to be a series, and I'll probably do it right away, knowing my luck. But if it does, maybe we'll continue to do it. We'll see what happens. See if we can build a little bit of a mid-ass dynasty, an Illinois type dynasty. That's offensive, but yeah, I choose Old Dominion just because they're in the Sun Belt. And this was my NCAA 14 dynasty. This is the only dynasty I've gone all 64 years in. I think it's 2064 is when the dynasty's in. I don't know. 50 years? 50 something years in NCAA 14. Yeah, Old Dominion was the only dynasty I ever did that in. And our head coach's name is Zane Dickenass. He's can't get fired. We turned that off because obviously this is going to be a lot of 0-12 years to get started here. At least here, probably in 26 as well. Yeah, Zane Dickenass will be on the task of turning this program around, even though it doesn't need turning around, and we're going to fucking ruin it. Alright, year 1 is officially over, and we signed our class, and I'd say it's probably around the 8 years, like I said, I've been doing this series. This is the worst recruiting class I've ever fucking had. Usually I can get like 10 to 11 gyms, 3 stars. I got 1 gym. I scouted every 3-star, every 2-star, and I found 1 gym. I don't know how the hell that's possible. Because usually fullbacks seem like a 1-to-2 ratio on if they're a gym or bust. But yeah, it's pretty shit class. Bunch of 3-stars. Which at that point, that's gyms. Because this was the worst class I've signed in a long time. Which is kind of a good time to do it, because usually year 1 and 2, you just want to fill the roster. So I'd rather this have a bad class now than later. You know what I mean? Because later I'll be more focused on just getting gems, really. Because that'll be about, hopefully, 11 players a class. Then I'll sign a couple regular 3-stars with it. But yeah, nothing. Pretty shit class. Just shit all around. Way too many 1-stars. We don't want to sign that many 1-stars. Alright, so I have cut as many people as I can. As you can see here, our only gem, Alex Cobbs, will be our quarterback. But I will say we have to have former players on certain positions. So like this guy and this fucking dude, they will not play. They will not be on the depth chart. I will have a punter over this guy and fullbacks over this guy, whatever. All the players here will not play. This dude will not play. These two won't play. But I will. What I am going to do this time, usually this year, it's completely no competition. Like there is no game of football being played. So what I did, I decided to allow myself to keep every senior on the team. And I moved them different positions. So like I have our whole line being former seniors and a couple players on defense, 1 per position usually. And what I'm hoping that'll do is it can at least make it competitive. We aren't going to win a game because I did not do that with our skill positions, because obviously that's what everyone cares about is the stats. So like we will have 12 overall starting here. And I'll explain why we have no receivers in a second, but like these guys will not start. That's why they're not seniors. They will be cut next year. But on the defensive side and offensive line, we will have seniors starting. We still won't win a game because like 12 overall quarterback, you're not going to win a game. So that's why, maybe just to make it a little more competitive. Because in my old dynasty this year, we never scored a point. We played FCS and all 3 Navy academies, never scored 1 point. So I'm just hoping maybe this time, maybe we can actually have a pulse in certain games. So why is there no wide receivers? Well, this game is what? It is shit. So the shit game makes it so every time you move a fullback to wide receiver, they never progress, and all they do is say undefined. Because what? The game is shit. So what we will do is we have 97 fullbacks. This dude obviously won't play because he's a real player, but what I'll do is obviously these guys will be playing wide receiver, these tight ends. But usually tight ends progress faster. So usually, hopefully, some of these guys will be max next year. And what I will do is once a tight end is max, I will transfer them to wide receiver unless they are our best tight end. Then I will keep them at tight end. But when they are maxed, I will move them to wide receiver. Because obviously, as you can see, we need 2 wide receivers per year. So yeah, next year when one of these 1-stars is likely maxed out, I will move them and transition them to wide receiver. And like I said, shit game. The same thing for here. Speed rusher does the same thing, undefined. So you can't move a speed rusher here. And I'm telling you guys this in case you do it yourself, because it is kind of a fun idea. But just to let you know, speed rushers don't progress either. Sometimes you will get a pass coverage linebacker. And if you see a pass coverage linebacker, move them to left or right outside linebacker, because in my opinion, the outside linebackers progress faster than the middle linebackers. And significantly, the left ends and right ends progress way faster than the defensive tackles, which is why I will have more ends than tackles. But yeah, so that's why we're going to have way more middle linebackers than outside linebackers and way more tight ends than wide receivers because of that reason. And this is the schedule we will be rocking with almost every year. We'll play the 3 Navy academies, or the 3, what are they, naval academies? Is that what they're called? I don't know. The 3 fucking Army people. Then we'll play FCS East, which is the option. Should be the easiest FCS team to beat, I'd like to think. Then the Sun Belt Conference, obviously. All right, 4 games into the year, and we are sitting at 0-4. Who would have thought? And like I said, last year we never scored a point, and this year is the same exact way. And, you know, we're actually 52 overall. FCS is a 56 or a 65. So we're not going to score a point because we have a 12 overall quarterback. But maybe our defense can actually do something. So this proves, I mean, even with the seniors, you still can't do shit. It makes me wonder if I just didn't cut any of the defensive players, how we would have actually done. But you know what? We'll see what we can do here. I think we had 1 game where we had positive rushing yards, so that's always good. Hopefully this one can be a little better. And, yeah, nope. Not going to get our first career win today. Did we score, though? Oh, hang on. Dynasty in the making. And we had positive rushing yards. Look at that. Look at that. Cobb, a blazing 4 interceptions, 11 for 39. I don't know why we passed the ball so religiously. Abraham, hey, 6.5. Yes. We averaged fucking damn near 6 yards a carry between our 2 top backs. So with that being said, let's pass the ball 40 fucking times, because that makes sense. EA Sim for you. Alright, yeah, so with that being said, we're not going to fucking win a game. We're not going to come close. I'll update you guys at the end of the year with the same way I did last year, just with the recruiting update and the oncoming season. Well, the season is over, and we scored a blazing 3 more points, but at the same time, we gave up 90 points on top of that. Just to see. Oh, yeah, that's pretty nice. Rushing really wasn't that bad. I'm surprised they scored that many. Oh, yeah, he scored a 250,000. That's pretty good. Or he got a excuse me, he had a 250,000 yards. It's always fun. I always love going through and seeing our stats. Jesus. 7 blazing interceptions. That's impressive. We won't look at the stats too hard because it's nothing very fun to look at. 717 yards, 25% completion percentage, 0 touchdowns to 52 interceptions. Wowzers, that is really good. Rushing, Abraham, yeah, he did not do very good. I think he had 2 games where he averaged over 4 yards a carry. Other than that, he either had negative yards or no yards. Ball, who had to come in. Abraham got hurt like halfway through the year, so Ball had to come in at fullback. He actually did better than anyone else. Receiving, Anthrop had 230 yards and 116 for Guerrero. Not too bad for a untrained fullback at quarterback. Line fucking sucked. These 2 are pretty good. And these guys, jeez, you guys weren't even bad. How the fuck were y'all so ass? Defensively, I don't really give a shit about the seniors. I more care about the freshmen who played. Kyle Gint had 50 tackles. Who else did we have here? We had Melvin Moe, the defensive tackle, had 25. Burr, the left end, had 18 and 2 tackles for loss. Then Church had 3 tackles. We probably could have redshirted him, but we did not. So recruiting is wrapped up for year 2, and it was significantly better than last year by a mile. Still a little below average than what I think it could have been, but we got 8 gyms at fullback. Then we have way more 3-stars. Some are bust, but a 3-star is still a 3-star. If you put them in the right position, they'll max out anyway. Then we got two fucking 2-stars here. And then after this year, we should be good to just coast and get the top guys we want. Because, like, the first 2 years, you just want to fill the roster is kind of what you're going for. All right. I have moved players everywhere where I wanted them to be. And I will add, Alex Cobbs has elite development. He was our one gym we had the first year of our recruiting class. So I'm hoping he can make some big progression throughout his career. Hopefully, well, he'll be better this year. Usually they jump up the first year to be he can actually play the fucking position, you know what I mean? But then we moved Andre Curl. I don't think he's not a gym. I just moved him over because I didn't want to move a gym over because we have Cobbs. He'll be a 3-year starter. Let's just get a guy in here to be some depth. All right, going back, Curl is a gym. Our quarterback we moved over, so I guess we'll have 2 gym quarterbacks. We'll have to see what his development is because I might have to move him next year. But year 1 doesn't really matter because he's just going to get redshirted. Then at running back, though, we have Philly Povic, whatever the fuck you pronounce his name. He is a gym running back. He will be probably the future Rashid, just a regular 3-star. He'll be just some depth. And then we moved Fabulous, whatever the fuck his name is, over. He was our redshirted fullback last year, just to have some depth. We lost a running back, so I went crazy and put as many running backs as I can. Then at fullback, we are keeping Marvin Ball at fullback. Red Zinayak will be the freshman. He will not start. We will probably redshirt him. Then I did lie. Wide receivers, we need another year, bare minimum, because we did not do training results yet. So these guys can't go up. We might just keep them here anyway. I mean, they're not going to play. They never recorded a snap all last year. Then I moved these guys here. I think some of these guys, one of them is a gym, just because lines, I think I've gotten players drafted, and I think the most likely position to get drafted, I'd say, out in this dynasty is lineman or defensive end. That's, I think, the only times I've ever gotten players drafted was at those positions. Then we move on to end. Hepburn is a gym. He will hopefully develop really nicely. Pray. I think you were a bust. You were a 2-star, just getting some. I think everyone here was a 2-star, unfortunately, so that position may suck ass in the future. And we added a bunch of this depth here. Abe was a bust. I think Ambrose was a bust. Mo was a 2-star last season. Middle linebackers added a bunch of random people. These guys are all better, so some of them may be starting this year because middle linebackers do take a while to progress. Most of these guys will probably be like 30 overall, especially because they're 1 and 2 stars. Cornerbacks, Gint is already up to being a decent fucking player. So basically what this is once you get like 1 point of progression, like you get 1 upgrade, you automatically jump up to like dog shit corner, like a 1-star recruit, because your stats are so shit. But then once you upgrade it once, it bumps every one of them up to like worst you can be. So you go from like a fucking 30 to a 54 year 1. That's why year 1 progression is so huge. So hopefully these guys will all jump up decently. 70s maybe would be nice. We added a fuck ton of people here. In fact, I'm going to move one of these guys over here. I do keep some of the old players here. Like, these are the old players I moved. These were the running backs and receivers we had on the roster. I will keep them here if they are good enough, because why the fuck not? I don't really care. So, like, this dude was from last year. I just kept him because he was a freshman. All right, training results are done, and Cobbs goes up to a 60, so he should be able to throw a football straight now. Abraham didn't do shit, but our fullback we moved over did go up quite a bit, so we should have a somewhat better 1-2 punch. Tight ends all have gone up to somewhere in the 60s for everyone almost, except for Helko. And we'll have to see who's maxed that we can move over next year. We do have quite a few 1-stars, so a lot of these guys are probably maxed. Line kind of went up, I suppose. I mean, I guess they technically did, but definitely a downgrade from last year. And left ends, like I said, man, left ends progress pretty quick, and 74 and a 72 isn't too bad for a first-year fullback starter. You know what I mean? Defensive tackle, Melvin Moe goes up to a 67 overall, and that's pretty good for defensive tackles. Usually they don't progress kind of on the same rate as ends do. Usually they're a little slower, so I'll gladly take that. Middle linebackers, we got 3 people who went up, and 1 person did not do anything. So that's a little annoying, but we should have 3 solid linebackers to play with, and probably end up having to run a 4-3, which is fine because we have 5 playable linemen. And look at this, Najee Cooks goes up to a 79 overall. We redshirted him last year. He is now up to a 79 overall cornerback with 80 speed and 87 acceleration, which I guess is significantly better than the people behind him, but still. It's going to be fun to watch his career kind of unfold, see how good he can really get, because hopefully maybe we can get him drafted. You never know. And both our safeties just did not progress anywhere near the rate that our corners did, which is kind of unfortunate. And this is the depth chart we are working with in year 3 of the dynasty, already forgetting. And, I don't think we'll win very many games. Honestly, a big reason for that is our running backs just did not progress at all. It'd be nice if we could be competitive. Our wide receivers are improved. We only got 1 player maxed for tight ends, and that is Guerrero, so we got 1 receiver currently. And other than that, everyone else can go up. We did redshirt a couple guys. We redshirted Anthrop, who had a pretty big year for us last year, but we should be fine. We shouldn't fall off production too much. For the line, I think we have 1 guy in depth. Like, we have 1 depth guy. So, hopefully no one gets injured. But I think this defense can actually be a little better. They're all freshmen, so I can't imagine we're going to be breaking any records with them, but I think maybe in a year or 2, these guys can all kind of be around that 70 overall mark, and hopefully maybe we can have a couple gems be in the high 80s maybe. Like this guy Najee Cooks, the only good player in our secondary. So with running backs kind of being a weakness, I'm going to change our offense to probably the run and gun, or run and shoot, whatever the fuck it is, just because, I mean, our running backs just aren't very good, and they're probably the worst part on our offense, obviously other than the tight ends, but I mean, like, you know what I mean, like, we ain't gonna, if we want to have any shot to win, it's not going to be running the ball, it's going to have to be somehow pulling something out of our ass through the air. I'm going to have my footage rolling the whole time in case we somehow pull something out of our ass early on, but likely our first kind of season checkup will be FCS like it will be every year. And then depending on how the season goes, it may be the end of the year before we get another check-in. All right, 3 games in, and is going about how I expected it to. We had a couple of close games. Navy, we played significantly the best, and Air Force spanked us in the ass. But, I mean, we actually had a pretty good run game. Our quarterback didn't play like shit. Cobbs, I mean, completion percentage is kind of mid, but 238 yards, 2 tutties, 0 interceptions. That's pretty good. Rushing game wasn't great, but, I mean, it's better than fucking 1.7 yards per carry like we usually have than Rossi, the new wide receiver. He's kind of coming onto the plate here. He's making his name known. Probably leads our team in receiving yards at the moment. I think there is a very good chance we can actually win this FCS game and get our first ever career win right here, right now, versus these fucking astronaut UCF wannabes. Come on, come on. Show me the money. Show me the money. Show me. Show me. Show me. Show me your titties. Show me the money. I don't give a fuck about Theo. Come on. Ah, cancer. Alright, what happened? What happened? How the fuck? How do you score 14 on Navy, but can only score 10 on FCS? The fucking astronauts. Fucking ridiculous. Cobbs played like shit. Never threw for shit. 172 yards, 37%. Rushing game is pretty good. Our third string, Brian Costa, serving as our third down back. He had 9 yards of carry. Abraham actually did something for once this season. Guerrero kind of had a coming out party. He hasn't really done jack fuck all season. Fabio Liuli, our second string running back, did something. But other than that, everyone else did a bunch of butt fuck nothing. I mean, there was like nothing being produced by our wide receivers. I've been wondering if after all these years you'd like to see me penis. Well, the season's over and we got an egg in the win column. And, yeah, I'll just say, we just didn't have an offense this year. Like, we scored 17 points once. Other than that, we were always under. And, I mean, don't get me wrong, our defense fucking sucks too, but we would have at least had 2 or 3 wins with a decent offense. I will say, though, we kind of started getting a run game going towards the end of the year. I mean, it wasn't anything crazy, but, like, instead of having, 20 carries for 2 yards per carry, we kind of actually started to get something going here. Like, look at this. Cobbs played like fucking shit. But, like, 82 yards. Ain't too bad. 46 for Cobbs, 20 for Fab. Well, Cobbs, through the air, improved, but honestly expected a little better. I think he did not play as good as he should have. Even though he's only a 64, he should have played way better, in my opinion. 6 to 11 is not very good. I would have liked something a little closer to even. But, we weren't going to win a game this year anyway, but something to grow on. You can't really degress, I would say. Abraham did kick it in when I checked the stats halfway through and Cobbs was leading by about 50 yards. So Abraham kind of put a boot up his own ass and kind of got things going. 4.3 yards per carry. Wow. That's crazy. He was dog shit at the start of the year. I about benched his ass. And then Costa sucks. Fab was pretty dog shit. Didn't have much of a run game outside of Abraham. And after I started praising Rossi, he kind of fell off the face of the fucking earth and got like 1 catch a game. But he did lead the team in touchdown receptions, so I'll give him that. But yeah, pretty even. 3 guys kind of dominated: Marshall, Fab, Rossi, and Guerrero. We will move Guerrero over to wide receiver officially this year. He is our highest overall wide receiver, even though he's at tight end, you know what I mean? But he's number 1 on the depth chart. Our offensive line did not improve that much. A lot of sacks given up, but shout out, look at this. Dwayne Irvin, 715 snaps, 0 sacks given up, dude. Shout out Dwayne Irvin. What a fucking dog. We get another year with this guy. Middlebrooks led the team in tackles with 92. Brad Body was a close second with 83. Then after that, our cornerbacks led the team in tackles, which is probably never a good sign. Yeah, our secondary was high on tackles, literally. Our fucking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 of our top 7 were in the secondary. That's so bad. Sacks were non-existent, as we had Chad Burr, who had 2 sacks on the year. Brad Body had 1 for Mag, 0.5 for Middlebrooks, 0.5 for Mo. Yeah, we're going to have to improve that if we want to win any games. 5 interceptions on the year. Not too impressive, but Najee and Kyle Gint were the only ones who wanted to be great. So, you remember that Dwayne Irvin guy we were giving big props to? Take it all back. Fuck him. He held us back this year. I mean, what the fuck? That's bullshit. Of course, the one good lineman we got just wants to just fucking dip. All right. National Signing Day is here, and this time we signed 10 gym 3-stars. We also signed Anthony Hernandez, who is a regular 3-star. I just signed him because he sounds awfully close to Aaron Hernandez. And, yeah, I don't know. That's just fun. Frederick Flaherty. I had a high school history teacher my freshman year whose last name was Flaherty. And he, just to sum up him as a person, he once postponed a test. Oh, shit. I want to say it was Tuesday to Friday, and we took it the next Monday. He postponed the test because he didn't print it off. And I'll fucking add, the printer was straight down the fucking hallway. I mean, it was a solid 15 yards. But that's not at all. That's not all. I mean, he is a screen enforcer. I guess that'll change when I move him to lineman. But, I think it fits because my history teacher was a fat old piece of shit. And I think that'll, it'll make sense. Alright, I am done moving players around, and I'll show you just kind of a few of the main movements I made. Uh, so at quarterback, we moved the gem fullback Manu Cobbs. We'll cosplay a little bit and have some fun. We'll say he's the transsexual brother of Alex Cobbs, and he's looking to take over when Alex is gone. Then at running back, we moved Jim fullback over Earl Stump. Then we also moved Marvin Ball over. He was our fullback. The offense we are running does not need a fullback, so we will not actually have a legitimate fullback. Then wide receivers, I still can't move anyone or cut them, so we're just gonna have to live with them there. But Guerrero will play. We may redshirt him this year if we're able to. I don't know if we will or not. Then we added a few more tight ends. Jim. Then we also, I think, added Fat Fuck Flaherty here at center. Then we added Aaron Hernandez's brother at right guard. Then we added Kloffenstein at left end, the Jim. Then Red Ziniak, he was our starting fullback last year, never played a snap, so I decided to move him over to right end. Then I actually found a pass coverage left outside linebacker, so we actually get to have a left outside linebacker. Thank fuck. I don't know what separates them because I couldn't really figure out a difference. But we still have this dude. He just won't play like he did last year. I just benched him. Then we also moved two more Jims to middle linebacker. Then I believe we moved two more. This dude's fast as shit, 80-80 and 80-76 for speed. So we got two more there. Then I think you were not a freshman. I think you were though. Yeah, Jack Klez was a gem, I believe, as well. Alright, training results are done, and boy, look at that. Alex Cobbs did not go up a single fucking point. I love that from my superstar development quarterback. At least Hinish is now serviceable if he happens to go down, but that fucking sucks, man. At running back, Abraham went up a bit to a 63 overall junior. Fabululi Lili went up to a 59. Flipovic, the gym, I believe he's impact development. He will be probably our second string running back. He went up quite a bit. Then at tight ends, looking way more improved. Marshall at a 76. Rossi, the sophomore, at a 76. Carlos Portela at a 74. Flott, the freshman, at a 73. Anthrop only goes up to a 72. That sucks. He was our main guy year one. Komar 72, 70. Look at all these fucking 70s. We only got two players, and they're both freshmen under a 70 overall. Left tackles are in the 70s, 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 70s. A little bit more improved from last year, but nothing too crazy. Kamari Stubbs, though, he is an 80 overall. 83 overall with the fucking coaching shit on him. We have 380 overall left ends. That is crazy. Fuck you, Mag. You didn't do jack squiggly dick last year. So these three will definitely be our main ends this year. One of them may start at defensive tackle, and the other will start at right end. Then Kevin Rabe, whatever it is. He was a bust, I believe. He is up to a 77 overall as a freshman. Melvin, we may just maybe. Well, I guess we could. We got the depth for it. We got the depth for it at end to start one of them here. So we could redshirt him. Maybe we'll give him another year, see what he does. Oh, yeah. This is the best progression yet. 77 overall Brad Body. That is huge. So our linebacker, what were they, 53 overall? I mean, given these guys, I mean, Red Wine's not bad. Middlebrooks ain't bad, but, ooh, look at this. Kuna Zik. He goes up to a 62. That's huge. So we should have 4 playable linebackers last year. Well, redshirt Boss. Linebacking core should be stupendously improved. Cooks only went up 1. Gant went up to a 74. Hardy went up to a 71. He passed Church. We'll probably redshirt Church this year. Then Ritter went up to a 69. Torrance went up to a 69. Our cornerback room is looking good. Thank fuck. Holy shit. Our secondary was so at this dude. No, he did not start. He got redshirted. The Chod started for us. He goes up to a 77. I believe he was like a 53 last year. Had to start for us. Thank God he is drastically improved for us. And then even under him, Reisner, the freshman, goes up to a 73. Then Yeast, the freshman, at a 78 because Iglesias still didn't do jack squiggly dick. But thank God we got Cortez here. And just so no one calls me out for cheating, I don't know why, but Yeah, we get like the fullbacks just turn into like athletic gods. Like no matter the position, no matter the position, half of them get 99 acceleration. I thought they got 99 strength too, which yeah they do. I don't know what that is or why that is. I don't know if it's because they're fullbacks so their strength is already high, then they get a big improvement. Because they're like 12 overalls and they jump to like 60 overalls in 1 year, so I don't know if that has anything to do with it. But yeah, I am not editing that. Plus, if I were to edit stats, it would not be change of direction and strength. Alright, year 4 is upon us. And we will be rocking with Cobbs yet again at quarterback. He should have 2 more years. I don't know if he doesn't progress much this year, we may just not redshirt him next year and just have him fuck off. Even though he has elite development, he should be going up way more than he does, but we might just move on from him so we can get another quarterback progressing good. Then at running back, we'll be rocking with Jason Abraham for the 3rd year. He is a true junior. Then we'll have freshman redshirt Dave Flipovic behind him. Then at wide receiver, Clancy Flott, the freshman. He has outperformed everybody. Then Lennon, another freshman, has outperformed everybody. So we're going to have a lot of new names this year. Then Rossi, who was our leading receiver last year, he will still be a starter at the 3rd wide receiver spot. Anthrop, who was a big impact year 1, he kind of hasn't done shit since then. He'll be 4th. Then Guerrero, our only actual wide receiver, will be 5th. Then at tight end, it'll be Sterling Marshall. He's kind of... I think he's started every year at tight end, if I'm not mistaken. He's not bad. He doesn't put up that much stats, though. And line's pretty mid, 70s across the board. Then, like I said earlier, our left ends just outperformed everyone. So at left end, we will be starting Kamani Stubbs. He is our best defensive lineman, I believe. Then at right end, we will be starting left end Chad Burr, who is an 82. Then at defensive tackle, we'll be starting another left end, Chris Hepburn, the freshman, who is actually an 83 when you move him to defensive tackle. Then Rabe, who was a bust, will be behind him at a 78. Then this is kind of interesting. At left outside linebacker, we are going to be starting a defensive lineman, Maguligan. He got kind of thrown down the depth chart when everyone else kind of went up above him. I don't even think he's our best right end, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, he probably is our best right end, but he's 3rd best or 4th best on the team at end. So we moved him to left outside linebacker. He's the best for it. Then at middle linebacker, we'll be rocking with Brad Body and Ezekiel Redwine. Then we moved Kunazik, the freshman, who goes up to a 72 when you move him to outside linebacker. Then at cornerback, we got a little bit of a shocker. Najee Cooks, obviously, one of the best players on our team. Then at number 2, we will have Zach Hardy. Then at number 3, we will have D'Angelo Torrance. Both are freshmen, and they outworked Trent Church. Although Trent Church is our slot cornerback, so he will technically start still. But yeah, he got thrown down the depth chart because these guys outworked him, even though this guy technically didn't. But I just figured, freshman over junior, 1 point, let's just get him developed. Then these should be pretty obvious. Machado will start at safety, of course. Reisner will actually start at sub-linebacker. He is our 2nd highest sub-linebacker, so he will get a lot of playing time. Then at strong safety, it'll be freshman redshirt Cortez Yeast, who outworked the fuck out of Iglesias, and Trent Church will be backing him up. Alright, so the plan is we will probably send to FCS if we are able to pull off an upset at Air Force or Army. You'll see my reaction. I'll have my footage rolling the whole time. Then after that will probably just be, I may do a mid-season update somewhere in here. If nothing exciting happens, to say what the fuck's going wrong, that we haven't won a game yet. If not, something exciting happens, you'll see my reaction. Alright. Oh! Look at this! Holy shit! We beat Army. Air Force or Army? Fuck you, Kevin. We'll look at your stats in a second. We beat Air Force. Holy shit! I did not think we would win. I didn't think we would win. Damn, we scored 20 points. That is the best. That is the most points we have scored in a 4-year time period. That is crazy. Damn, 116 rushing. We scored 200. We had 233 yards, and we fucking won the game somehow. Holy shit. We were able to run the ball on him. Holy fuck. Looks like our quarterback still sucks ass. Yeah, he's fucking terrible. Should I just bench his ass and get someone else progressing? Because he hasn't... I mean, that is terrible. Holy shit. Year 3, you should be doing a lot better, but fuck it, we won, so I ain't too upset. Oh, man. Jason Abraham's a dog, dude. Single-handedly carried the team on his back. 19 for 100 and a touchdown. Cobbs tried to be athletic, same with Flippy. Yeah. Fuck yeah, dude. Freshman in his debut, 4 for 55. Nothing too exciting there. Fab, our backup running back, and fucking backup slot did good. And why the fuck did our third string strong safety lead the team in tackles? I don't know, but we won the game, so I'm not too upset. Half sack for Mag and Burr, and a pick for Najee. Did he take that to the crib? He did not. Wow, so our offense actually scored 20 points. Dude, and just like that, the world is on notice. Old Dominion is motherfucking defeated. They are tied for first in their conference. Holy shit. Dude, this is the first time we get a look at conference standings because we're actually in it for once. Yeah, look at that. Tied first. I forgot what team we are. What are we? Oh. Wait, we're in this... Oh my god. Oh my god. Wait, where are we? Oh my god, we're in the Sun Belt. Dude, this whole time I was checking all Americans for the CUSA because I thought we were in the fucking CUSA. Oh, I'm fucking retarded. They're putting 0-2 teams. What is the logic behind this? What in the fuck? This is a glitch, right? Usually if there's no conference games played, it sorts by record. Well, whatever. See, boom, there. Fifth in the conference. Look at that. Look at that shit. Doesn't that turn you on? Alright, so we fall to Army. I'm not going to go through the stats of every fucking game, but long story short, Cobb sucks ass. If we had a competent quarterback too, I would probably bench him. But the next guy is a 49 overall freshman, and the only other guy better than that on the team is a junior. We are redshirting, but I mean Cobbs is a junior, so we might as well stick with the superstar development, you know? I mean, there's no point in benching him for another junior who sucks. But we got another winnable game. This is probably our last should-be win on the schedule. Other than that, you know, hopefully we can pull off a few upsets. There's no fucking shot. I mean, we can't beat Army. We're not going to a bowl game. But if our offense can get cooking kind of like they did last year, you know, we could maybe win 3 or 4 games. Best case scenario, obviously. I will say Abraham looked great. He had 4.1 yards per carry and was the only pulse on offense. So, fuck, I didn't do recruiting. But yeah, like I was saying, Abraham is definitely running back 1. There's no doubt about it. I mean, he's carried this offense 2 weeks into the season. Hopefully we can do something here. We better fucking win this game. We're beating Air Force. We better be able to beat FCS. You gotta be fucking shitting me. How in the fuck do you bunch of dumbasses beat fucking Air Force? You upset Air Force. And you lose to fucking FCS. It's our defense. I'm blaming that on our defense. You got a bunch of Make-A-Wish kids on offense, dude. Your defense can't give up more than 17 points. That's bullshit. Cobbs kind of looked like a D1 quarterback, not quite accomplishing the goal. Abraham got slowed down, but Cobbs was able to run. Not a terrible game from him. Receiving, Lennon balled out. Fab, pretty solid game. No passing touchdowns yet this fucking season. That is disgusting. Any sacks? Rabe had one. Pick for Tony, or Trent. God, I can't remember his name. It's Trent, not Tony. Trent Church. Although it's not a great start 3 weeks into the season, we are still 0-3 against FCS. But it could be worse. We could be 0-3 total. You know what I mean? We could be 0-3 this season. So I'm not too upset. We got to win. We pulled an upset, and that just proves we can actually win some games this year. So if we don't win, you will hear from me mid-season. If we do win, you'll obviously see the reaction. Well, gotta love praising players because Jason Abraham fucking exploded his MCL, so he will be done. Luckily, I think we can redshirt him. Please, God, baby Jesus. 4 games, we should be able to. You can redshirt injured players in this game, or is that something EA failed to do too? Oh, let's go, dude. We get Abraham back for another year. Let's go. That's dub. That's dub. Because we know what he's capable of now, and we get an extra year. Thank you, MCL. So with that being said, though, that means Flippy, you're going to have to be the guy. If he sucks, we'll put Fab in. But what sucks dick about redshirting him, that means I have to go through the whole fucking depth chart all over again. Let's fucking go. And for some reason, This game is so fucking dog shit. It has the best players at the very bottom. The very bottom of the fucking depth chart. So I have to scroll down on this shit fucking game to pick out each fucking player individually. And it adds another 30 seconds total, and it's so fucking annoying. Ah, oh, you fucking cunts. How do you not? Ah. Oh. Alright, so we are at the mid-season point and have not done much since the bye week, or since FCS. This one fucking hurt. This last game hurt. Our defense couldn't have played better. Quarterback sucks. I think our season may have ended when Abraham got hurt. Our running backs aren't doing bad. They're just not as good. I mean, 36. People, I don't even think our starter even. Is he fucking hurt? Oh my! And now our second string's hurt. Ah! All right, what the fuck happened here? He's out for the fucking season too. Holy shit! So I could unredshirt Costa. I don't want to go through the whole fucking depth chart again. We're just gonna rock out with Rashid. He's fast. Maybe he can do something, you know. And that is a wrap on year 4, 1-11, 11 unanswered losses. And honestly, once we went through all our injuries from Southern Miss on, it was just a fucking disaster. Like, not even from our offense, from our defense. I mean, we're probably averaging giving up 32 points a game, probably somewhere in that range. Take away Georgia Southern. I mean that's brutal. Which I'm not too upset because I mean if they played good, we would have never won any of them. Because I mean after our top 3 running backs got hurt, we had no run game. Just didn't exist. And our quarterback just sucked dick. He was terrible. He had to have degressed. We're gonna go take a look at that. Well, looking at Cobbs' stats, he didn't progress at a rate that's acceptable enough for me. You have superstar development. You go from a 60 overall to a 70, and that is a minor improvement. I'd argue he didn't improve. Because, I mean, you're throwing 4 touchdown passes, and I'll give him 11. I'll give him 11 fucking games. You're only able to throw 4 touchdown passes, and I think 2 of them came in one game. That's just pathetic. That's pathetic. 4.9 yards per attempt is fucking cancer. They cut his sacks in half too, so you can't even blame the line. Honestly, with the sacks, I'd argue he degressed because that's just terrible. That's atrocious, dude. His rushing went down. Yeah, you know, we'll probably start him next year just because he's going to be the best quarterback on our team. If he pulls that shit, I'm just going to throw in probably younger Cobbs and get ready for next year because, I mean, that's just not acceptable for a junior, dude. Holy shit, this was so fucking stupid, dude. How many running backs can we hurt? Abraham was such a dog, dude. We were actually competing with teams with Jason Abraham. Then he got hurt. Then we were still kind of in there, kind of limpy dicking it, and you know what I mean? We were kind of competing with guys. 3 yards a carry. It went from like 5 to 4 to 3 yards a carry. We were still competing with our top 2, and then they got hurt. Well, I guess Cobbs didn't, but Andre did. Or no, it was Flippy. Flippy got hurt, which he fucking sucked apparently. Then we had 2 running backs on the roster for like 4 fucking games. Which they didn't do shit. Ball sucked. Rashid literally didn't even average a yard. Rossi, wow, our 3rd string wide receiver, leads the team in receiving yet again. Lennon, though, the freshman, 465 yards. Never got a tutty, though. Steve Marshall once we went to air raid, he kind of started to come on with 2 touchdowns, 245 yards. Flott, the other freshman, at 221 yards and tutty. Fab at 200 yards. We're spreading the ball out good. That's what I like to see, though. Marvin Ball, 161 yards. Line was significantly better. I'd say 4 of the 5 starters were okay. Bequette fucking sucks, but other than him, Trask, though. Offensive Lineman of the Year right here, Tim Trask. We're going to give an Offensive Lineman of the Year every single year so we can just point out the dogs that don't get the spotlight. Defensively, Brad Body led the team in tackles with 85. Reisner, our backup free safety sub-linebacker starter, had 66. Michaud had 61, 58 for Hardy, and 55 for Najee Cooks. Kevin Rabe, who got hurt at some point, had 45 tackles. He was up there. You don't usually see defensive linemen that high, or at least in this rebuild you don't. Then for sacks, dude, much improved. I think we had like 4 sacks last year. Now we have tons. 6.5 for Chad Burr, 4.5 for Kamani Stubbs. Kevin Rabe, the nose guard, 4 sacks. He is a fucking dog. I don't even think we started him at nose guard. Well, I mean, we were in a 4-3, so we did, but he was number 2. Ty, who was at outside linebacker, had 2.5, 1 for Resner, 1 for Redwine, and 0.5 for Hardy. What a bunch of dogs. That's good. That's what I like to see. We improved so much on the defensive side of the ball this year, even though the scoreboards never really showed it. But for interceptions, Najee Cooks had 3, 2 for Reisner, 2 for Trent Church, who got hurt halfway through the fucking season like everyone else. Mashad had 1. Don't think we had any defensive touchdowns, though. Oh, we did. Kevin, dude, the big man. Kevin fucking Rabe. What a dog. This dude's going to go down in history, dude. Freshman, he was a bust. He was a bust fullback, and he comes in, outworks everybody, then starts as a freshman and fucking dominates. Leads the line in tackles, dude. Fucking disgusting. All right, signing day is here. We have, I don't even know how many we got. What? Okay, I was going to say we should have more than that. 1, 2, 3. So we have 8 gems and 3 fill-in players. Obviously, the classes are going to get a lot smaller now that our roster is filled, like I said last year. Not a terrible class, not very good. Didn't find as many gems as we should. Usually you want to find around the 10 gems mark. But with recruits locking you out, you know, we kind of suck because we don't have pro potential, you know. So most people lock us out. But hopefully if we can win a couple games, get a couple players drafted, maybe that can raise it. All right, I have moved incoming recruits around, and for the first time, we will not be moving one to quarterback. We're going to have a gap in there just because why not? We'll make sure we can put a young guy in there to develop, you know what I mean, when Cobbs is gone, so we'll have a couple years to develop him. Then at running back, we moved Dukes over. Questioning why, because he is one of the slower recruits we had. Kind of a dipshit, but oh well. Wide receiver, we were able to move 3 guys over. We still have 2 guys. They won't see the field like always. But we got 3 now. We're growing. We're growing. Tight end, we moved 3 over here. I don't remember who's Jim and who's not, but we will be cutting a lot of these tight ends here. Not going to point fingers on who. Still got to wait for training results. I moved quite a few over to line just because we got a lot of juniors on the O-line. I didn't want to fall off any off the offensive line especially, so we moved I think 3 or 4 over there. Didn't move any to end, which we'll have to do next year, so they'll all be juniors. We moved 1 to defensive tackle, and I also moved Juan Iglesias, who was our backup strong safety or free safety, and Trent Church, who was our 4th string corner, to right outside linebacker because they are pass coverage linebackers, so we can put them there and they'll start right away probably. So that is a good hack. If you're ever doing this, move some people to freshmen. Holy fuck, I'm stupid. Move some people to free safety, and then they'll progress as a pass coverage linebacker. So then eventually you can move them to outside linebacker, and they'll be able to go up hopefully. Holy fuck, I just saw some pretty cool shit, but we will talk about it once we get there. Alex Cobbs, though, he goes up this time. He goes up 4. Curl goes up over Hinish. Cobbs went up a bit. Running back Abraham went up a bit. 72 overall. Flip went up to 68. Rashid went up to 64. Costa 63, 62, 61, 57. Marvin, you're probably cut, buddy. No one cares. Look at this shit. Huh? That's what I was talking about. Sean Lennon goes up to an 88 as a sophomore. Holy fuck. And let's not forget Flott, the other sophomore. He goes up to an 82. He's kind of in the shadow because of Lennon. And that is also, I mean, these 4 right here are the best fucking tight ends we've ever had. They'll all probably play receiver. Maybe not. We may redshirt Marshall and find out what we can do with him, because he's going to be buried, because I think Komar, well, I don't know. Komar's never really been good, so we'll have to see. Yeah, man, these tight ends are fucking stacked. Portillo is probably not going to play much. Nielsen goes up to a 71. Sims, you're fucking cut, buddy. Tompkins, you're cut. Clexi, we'll have to see what happens with you, buddy. 79 overall. 78. Just kind of looking at the starters here. 86, Jaron LaFell. I did not see that one. He's a junior too, so hopefully he can go up a bit next year. Maybe we can get 2 people drafted. Trask, who was our lineman of the year, goes up to a 77. 74 for Cobbs. This offense is looking pretty fucking mean. Stubbs goes up to an 85. Chad Burst, 83. 83 for Hepburn. 83 for Mag. Ooh, we got a lot of 83s. That's going to make an interesting ordeal for me to figure out. Kevin Rabe has pretty well locked up the starting nose guard position from last year. Stockton goes up to a 78. He was buried on the depth chart. Mo's a 78. Holy shit, everyone's a fucking 78. Ah, that's annoying. So now I have to figure out who to start. Iglesias is a 76. Not too bad. Yeah, linebackers didn't do much. Not very happy with that. Church goes up to a 79. We may... there's no really point of redshirting him, really, is there? Cooks goes up a couple overalls. Gant goes up to a 80. Hardy goes up to a 75, 74, 74 for Powell. He was not a freshman, but he was a JUCO last year. Free safety Machado I don't think went up at all. Reisner will probably play at linebacker again. Yeast didn't go up at all. Not a bad roster, man. I think this is the year I think we win more than one, though. Definitely got to beat FCS this year. If we don't beat FCS, man, I don't know what to do. Three, two. All right. So I cut some special team scrubs who were just moved players, and we got to cut 5 more still. So I just thought I'd let you know who I'm cutting. Hinish, good but gone. He's the same class as Cobbs, older Cobbs. He's not going to play much. If you were going to start Curl above him anyway, he wouldn't bring anything to the team. This one kind of hurts. Marvin Ball, who stepped up last year, did okay in the receiving game. I believe he was our 3rd string slot receiver. He's going to get cut because, I mean, one, he could transfer next year. He has coach prestige as a need. So, I mean, if you're not happy here, then go fuck yourself. You know what I mean? Then Tompkins never played. Not good enough. Be better. Sims, I want to say he contributed a bit one year. I don't really give a fuck enough to look. So, bye. Then the final player we're going to cut is Stockton. Randall Stockton. Mo is worse, but he has a little more history with us. I believe he was 2nd string, like his 2nd, or maybe he was a freshman and started or something. But I just thought we know him more than we know Stockton, so we'll cut Stockton out. Leave these 4 here. Neither of those 2 would play anyway. I probably should have cut Mo instead of Ball, but oh well, fuck it. We Ball. Oh. Alright, I'm doing some really crazy shit here. So we're going to redshirt Alex Cobbs, who has superstar progression. We're going to start his little Hispanic brother, Manu Cobbs. And, yeah, we're kind of tanking this year. Alex is superstar progression. He really hasn't shown it. He hasn't progressed worth a fuck. And to me, I mean, let's look at this roster. Sophomore, junior, sophomore, junior, freshman, sophomore, junior. I mean, why not just redshirt him? In worst case scenario, he goes up a couple overalls. Or maybe we can throw a Hail Mary on training day and he goes up like crazy, just like Lennon did. You know what I mean? I mean, it's possible. And I've had quarterbacks with normal development go up more than a 74 overall. So, like, this is not just a fullback, you know, being moved over thing. Like, it's really disappointing. He should be a lot better. And to add on top of that on why I'm doing it, I think Abraham's out for the year. Actually, I am am in week 1. Let's see how long he's out for, but either way, it's not going to matter. Yeah, he's out for the fucking year, basically. So is Oliveira. So, that sucks. So we don't have our starting quarterback or our starting running back this year. And at wide receiver, we are going to start our second best tight end, Chauncey Flott, at the 1 spot. Jimmy Rossi will be our number 2. And look at this, Theo McClexy. He is a freshman. He's a 63 overall tight end, but he's a 57 receiver somehow, which is crazy because he's a blocking tight end. But it's like look at this, 79 to 64, 75 to 59, 78 to 57. Then somehow this dude only drops 6 overall. So I don't know. Maybe he's just a born receiver. Then at tight end, obviously Lennon will be the guy. Flott, Komar. And per usual, this is our schedule. And like always, I will update you guys the week of FCS East and treat that as our Super Bowl. Unless we somehow pull an upset against one of the academies, then you guys will obviously see that first. Oh man, the future is bright. Oh man, the future is bright. That's 2 in a row. We scored 30 points, the freshman. The freshman scored 30 points. Okay. 16 for 36, 200. Holy shit. Threw three beautiful passes to the wrong team, but I mean, for a 56 overall freshman, I'm happy. Phillip did pretty good. Rashid tried to be a running back. Manu also did as well. Didn't do jack shit. I don't know how the fuck we scored 30 points, dude. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 receivers with over 2 catches. Touchdown for Flott and Rashid. Oh, shit. No shit. Wow. Wow. Well, we tried to fuck it up. But damn. Oh my god. I don't know why I'm so stupid. I thought that meant he threw 35 of 200 passes. That fucked me up. Damn, running was fucking filthy, dude. Mid as fuck. Rashid. Oh, even Philly did okay. Oh man, that's fucking disgusting. I was about to come on here and say, man, our defense is kind of playing like shit this year. Well, they still kind of are. They're probably averaging fucking 17 points a game. But, man, 2-1. I was expecting to go 0-12 this year. Now we should be 3-1 by the end of this week. I mean, no way we make a fucking bowl game this year, right, dude? John Lennon has 0 catches, so we are going to move him to wide receiver because he's a fucking 88 overall. He's got to be on the field. I don't give a shit what his overall is at wide receiver. He's got to be on the field, man. All right, now's the time to go 3-1. We're not losing to fucking FCS. We're too good. Too dominant. Too mean. Too much team chemistry. I think starting Manu really just put a lightning bolt up these guys' asses, and they just want to be great. Never mind, I'll shove that lightning bolt straight back up my ass. How the fuck do you beat 2 D1 football teams and lose to FCS? And how the fuck does our defense suck so fucking bad? That's all in our defense. Our defense is terrible this year, dude. 194, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. You can't ask for a better game by a 57 overall fullback. You can't ask for a better game. I mean, 7.1, 7.4. Our running backs average 7.2.5 yards per carry. And you couldn't... Lennon, yeah, coming out party. He's gay now. 5 for 62. So the move to wide receiver was worth it. Flott did good. I mean, defense is trash, and we're actually good. We have 70s, 80s all across the board. You're losing to fucking FCS. I mean, good job, but no, you didn't. I mean, we gave up 29 points to FCS. We only threw 1 pick, too. Well, from 2-1 to 2-6, here we are. And like I say, defense wins championships. I won't blame Texas State on our defense, but every other game, I mean, you can't give up 25 plus a game if you want to win in this dynasty. I mean, we just got to be better, which obviously we have a young team. I think everyone comes back, or mostly everyone. So, you know, this year we kind of expected to be a down year, but I feel like we kind of got a blue balled at the start of the year here. If we would have won FCS, I'd feel much better, but yeah, we got 4 more to go. Georgia Southern. We got 4 games that's possible to win. It's not like we're playing Coastal Carolina or anything. So, let's see. Maybe we can pull one out. Oh! Let's go. Holy shit. First conference win. Wow. This is the turning point right here, bitch. Oh, look at our defense. See, that's what we fucking need. Must have put a spark up our defense's ass after that shit talking I gave him, because our offense didn't do a fucking thing. I mean, they shut our run down. Manu, 121 touchdown. He is having the best season a quarterback has had this year. And we've only had one other quarterback. Alex Cobbs. So, I don't know. Next year's another voice crack. Holy shit. Next year's going to be interesting, because Alex is probably going to get the start unless Manu somehow jumps over him in overall. But if he plays like shit, Manu's going in. He's proved it. In fact, I probably shouldn't even start Alex, but I'm probably going to anyway. Oh, shit. We actually won another game. Look at that. I summed the rest of the year. I thought we were done. Let's look at this. Please say we beat James Madison. That's our rival. Please, 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 please. Our state, motherfucker. I think they're in the same state, I hope. Damn, we ran all over their hoes. Ran all through them. Manu, 212, oh, man. Boys, do we stick with Manu or do we go with Alex next year? Oh, played so good. Philly, 11 for 89 and a tutty. 13 for 4. Dude, our rushing defense. Imagine what we're going to be when we get Abraham back. That's a fucking 3-headed monster and a half, man. Rashid on the receiving end, too. Another 75 yards and a tutty. Lennon, 57 and a tutty. 43 for Rozzy. Fab getting some action this year with 37. Oh! Look at this. We are no longer the Make-A-Wish kids in the Sunbelt Conference. We are now climbing to the fucking fat virgins who get made fun of. Next year, we're going to be in this area right here. Going to be in this area going to the fucking Tampax Bowl. I'm excited, man. I'm telling you, we're going to be right there next episode. We're going to be right in there. By far, the best year a quarterback has had in this dynasty. 2,000 yards, 188 for 371, 50% completion percentage. By far, I think by like 6%, that's the best completion percentage any quarterback's had. 12 touchdowns, 17 interceptions. You can say that's shit, but for what we've had in the past 4 years, I'd say that's okay. And he's a fucking 60 overall freshman, so take that into account. This guy, I don't know. I don't know how we don't start him next year, but I'm not gonna, because Alex Cobbs is, we'll have to see what happens during training results, right? Rushing yards don't look as good as they really were, just because there were so many games where we just randomly have like nothing on the ground and they just shut our shit down. But really, we had a pretty good year rushing. If we would have had one guy getting all the carries, we would have had Philly with like 850 yards or something. But we split carries, and both of them did pretty good. I'm pretty happy with what we got here. When we get Abraham back, it's going to be even more deadly. And Rossi, look at this. Rossi, who was our 3rd-string wide receiver. Hell, he might have even been 4th after we moved Lennon to receiver. He led our team in receiving yards and had 2 touchdowns, 544. Flott, who was our number 1 receiver and slot receiver, he had 472 and 3. Rashid, our backup slot receiver and backup running back, had 327 and 4. And then when we moved Lennon over, he finally started getting some catches, and he had 306 and 3 tutties. And this just proves having depth at slot receiver matters, because our 4th-string running back and 3rd-string slot receiver had 300 yards in the air. Then McClexy did fucking butt-fuck nothing after the first couple of weeks. Poor Taylor. 2 for 16. Future Hall of Famer. Lineman of the year is going to go to Anthony Hernandez, the transsexual brother of Aaron Hernandez, playing 753 snaps his freshman year and only giving up 1 sack. Bright future for this fucking killer on the field, dude. I can't wait to see his career go. Tim Trask, who was last year's lineman of the year, he only gave up 4 sacks. LaFell, our center, was a dog, though. He played the most snaps, and honestly, he could have gotten player of the year just because he played more snaps, but I think it's fair to give it to Anthony. Next year, we will be moving Jermaine Michaud to linebacker, hopefully, unless I forget. He's led our team in tackles the past 2 years. He was our sub-linebacker again, and Brad Body, who got hurt at some point at 77, 54 for Najee Cooks, Kyle Gann 45, as well as Zach Hardy. Hepburn and Stubbs were some dogs. 6.5 sacks for Hep. Stubbs had 5, 3 for Burr. Rabe had 1.5. Machad had 1 for Ambrose, 0.5 for Body. Imagine. Then through the air, Gint stole 3. Najee Cook stole 2, and Pippen stole 1. And I don't believe we had a touchdown this year. I'll shove that up my ass. Najee Cooks had a touchdown as well. Sterling Marshall, who did not play a snap this year, and he was not redshirted, so he could be back as well. But he had a little over 500 yards, 3 touchdowns in his career. Pretty solid career. He was a OG, I'd say. If he can come back, we may move him to the offensive line. And probably our biggest loss this year would be former 1-star, 84 overall Chad Burr. He had 11.5 sacks in his career. Let's see here, 9, 14, 16 tackles for loss, over 100 tackles in his career, 1 deflection. He was by far a very impactful player. He will be missed, but luckily, we got Hepburn and all the other guys to take his spot. And another impactful player that we will be losing is former safety turned right outside linebacker Trent Church. Or was it? No, I think it was cornerback turned outside linebacker Trent Church. He had well over, let's see here. Wait, I can do this exactly. And I'm too autistic for that. Around 100 tackles. Oh shit, that's solo tackles. Around 100 solo tackles, well over 100 total tackles. 2 interceptions in his career. He wasn't as impactful as Burr was, but he was, it's still a little bit of a loss. And last but not least is Manu Guerrero. He was very impactful when the dynasty was first starting out. And we were, a Make-A-Wish dynasty, a school for the blind, deaf, and Down syndrome, as you could say. But as you could see, he was actually a dog for us, racking up 500 yards and 26 and a touchdown, well over 500 yards total in his career. But he was maxed, and then eventually we just got better players who progressed over him. Alright, recruiting is over, and we got around 5 to 6 gems. Other than that, not too much. We did sign our first transfer portal fullback, which is pretty cool. His deal breaker is pro potential, so I'm sure we will lose him faster than shit. But we still got to transfer. Alright, I moved some players around. I moved Magin from, let's see, it was right outside linebacker to left outside linebacker, and he went up from like a 73 to a 92. And I don't know, I think it was because he was pass coverage, and now he's power rusher, but he is a baller and a half. I'm going to try to cheese the game here. I think I'm going to move him to middle linebacker so he won't declare for the draft next year, and then I'm just going to play him at left outside linebacker because his overall will stay. But yeah, I ain't going to go over every recruit I move just because we'll learn them eventually. I did move gem fullback Stephen Hose to quarterback just so I could say Hose. On paper, he is significantly better than Manu, so we will start him next year. But, I mean, he's going to have a short leash because Manu, I mean, he proved that he's able to play. Running backs, I don't remember who went up, where, what, and how. But Abraham, I think, went up 3. Isn't terrible. Backs don't look great, but not bad either. So this is good. I moved our 4th string running back, Fab, who always fucking, what's the word, contributes in the receiving game and not really the rushing game, to wide receiver because it said he was a route runner. And I wanted to see if he would have undefined stats or if he would actually go up, and he did go up. He goes up to a 72. So that is huge. We actually have a legit wide receiver 1 now. That is fucking awesome. Lennon, I didn't go up at all. I think Chauncey went up 1. Komar, I don't think went up. Excuse me. Rusty went up quite a bit. McClexy, shit, I should have seen if I could move him over to receiver. Yeah, other than that, nothing too crazy. Left tackles, 85, 80s. I don't think we went up very much at line. Klopfenstein, he went up out of buttfuck nowhere. He is now an 89 overall, and he is now our best end, probably. Yeah. Red Zanayak also went up. Yeah, now Stubbs, Hepburn, they're still our 3 best guys, so we'll probably start all 3 of these guys. They're all 82 overalls. Once we get to that 80 mark, it seems like most of our guys kind of stall out on progressing. Defensive tackle, look at this. Ambrose, who was our worst defensive tackle last year, goes up and outworks Rabe for that top spot. That's going to be an interesting position battle. But look at this. Sam Toady, a freshman, goes up to an 83 overall. Melvin Moe, you're as good as cut, brother. You will not be on this team. Outside linebacker Juan Iglesias goes up, I think, 5 maybe. I think he was a 77. Mangin goes up to an 82, which is good. I was worried he was going to go up to a 90 anyway, and then just end up getting drafted. Anthony Warrior, the sophomore, goes up to an 83, and Chase Reisner, who will likely be our sub linebacker and probably our main linebacker, goes up to an 81. This is pretty disappointing. Najee Cooks was a 79 overall freshman starting, I believe, and he's only gone up 3 overalls in his career, which is, well, since then, which is nothing but disappointing, but I guess it's better than nothing, right? Other than that, I don't think anyone really went up much. I think these guys all went up 3. Other than that, no one else really did shit. Mashad didn't do shit. Yeast didn't do shit. We don't even have a fucking kicker. Didn't even look at that. Well, we got Carr at least. Should be improved. 4 wins, I think, is definitely a realistic goal again. I should say minimum. Alright, I'm just going to show who I'm cutting, so just in case anyone knew any of them, they know. I'm going to cut a lot of these linemen. Yeah, oh wow, Royals, you're fucking gone for sure, dude. Fucking bum. Been here that long, and that's as high as you go up. We might keep you. You're gone. Fuck, you're gone. Let's see here. Oh, yeah. Oh, Jesus. This is a rough position. Cut George Cobbs. Not cutting any of you, that's for sure. Melvin Mel, you're gone. We're even gonna... I think we gotta cut another one because we don't have a kicker. See, the thing is, Middlebrooks and Redwine actually contributed to the team early on in their career, so I think I'm going to keep them for, like, make-a-wish reasons, even though they're not going to play, and we're going to cut a couple extra guys here. Yeah, Kunazik did stuff for the team, so we'll keep him. We might as well cut Isaac. He doesn't fucking play. Yeah, we're not going to cut anyone else after that. Well, 5 years into the rebuild, and we're finally starting to take that first step into reaching a bowl game. 4-8, not bad at all. Throw an FCS win in there that we should win on a yearly basis. That's 5 wins. We just need to pull 2 more out of our ass, probably. And, you know, it took a little longer than I thought for us to take that first step. But I think our quarterback had a lot to do with it. Hopefully he sucked and doesn't suck. He sucked, used to suck, but if he does continue to suck, he will be benched for Manu. I don't know. Let me know in the comments, if anyone's watching this, who you think should be our starting quarterback. But yeah, this is where we are going to end off here 5 years in. Let me know if you guys want to see more of this, and thanks for watching.